Hi, my name is Mayeli Mendez, and today I will be talking about the Unit 14 and Unit 24 about the book Professional English in Use Medicine Symptoms and Signs. Describe problems. The problems with a patient reports to the doctor are called symptoms. For example, pain or nausea. Signs are what the doctor finds, also known as findings on examining the patient. For example, some high blood pressure or rapid pulse rate. Symptoms are also known as complaints to report a patient's symptoms or complaints. Doctors say Mr. Farquhar was admitted complaining of chest pain. In case notes, the abbreviation CO is used. CO chest pain presentation. Patient says that they went to see the doctor. Doctor say the patient present the symptom which cause a patient to visit a doctor or the present. Is called to the presenting symptoms presenting comparing or presentation. His presenting symptoms was chest pain. His present complaint was chest pain. He presented to his GP with chest pain. The usual presentation is chest pain. Talking about symptoms. Symptoms meaning patients say tiredness, lethargy, fatigue, latitude, love or energy. I feel tired all the time. I feel complete worn out. Lately, I've been feeling completely exhausted of the end of the day. My life. General feeling of being unwell. I feel unwell. I don't feel well. I've been feeling of color for 2 days. I haven't been feeling myself for a week. I've been out of sorts all the time, all day. Anorexia, loss of appetite. My appetite is very poor. I've been off my blood on my floor for days. Weight gain, increase in weight. I put off 8 kilos in last year. I gained 5 kilos. Weight loss, decrease in weight. I'm not eating any less than usual, but I've lost a lot of weight recently. Constipation, hard, infrequent phase. My emotions are very hard. I've been quite constipated lately. I'm not very regular. No, the verb feel is also used with the adjectives such as hot, cold, nervous, anxious, desired, weak. She said she felt dizzy. Síntomas y signos. Describir los problemas. Los problemas de un paciente que informa un paciente al médico se denominan síntomas. Por ejemplo, el dolor o náuseas. Los signos son los que el médico encuentra, también conocidos como hallazgos, al examinar al paciente. Por ejemplo, presión arterial o pulso acelerado. Los síntomas también se conocen como quejas. Para informar los síntomas o quejas de un paciente, los médicos usualmente dicen, ejemplo, Franz Ward ingresó quejándose de un dolor de pecho. En las notas de este caso se utilizó la abreviatura CO, que eso es igual a del dolor de pecho. Presentación. Los pacientes dicen que fueron a ver al médico. Los médicos dicen que el paciente se presentó. El síntoma que hace que un paciente visite al médico o que se presente se denomina síntoma de presentación, queja de presentación o presentación. Sus síntomas de presentación era un dolor de pecho. Su queja de presentación era un dolor de pecho. Se presentó a medida de cabecera con un dolor de pecho. La presentación habitual es el dolor torácico. Hablando de síntomas, significado y los pacientes dicen. Síntomas, cansancio, letargo, fatiga, lasitud. Significado, pérdida de energía. Me siento cansado todo el tiempo, me siento completamente agotado. Últimamente he estado sintiéndome completamente agotado todo el día. Malestar, sensación general de malestar. No me siento bien, no me siento bien, no me he estado sintiendo bien por semanas, he estado fuera de sí todo el día. Anorexia, pérdida de apetito. Mi apetito es muy pobre, he estado sin consumir comida durante días. Aumento de peso. He engordado 8 kilos eh, en los últimos años. He ganado 5 kilos. Pérdida de peso, disminución de peso. No estoy comiendo menos de lo habitual, pero últimamente he perdido mucho peso. Constipación, heces duras e infrecuentes. Los movimientos son muy duros. Y usualmente soy bastante estreñido, no soy muy regular. Exercise 14.1. Complete the table with words from the opposite. Put a stress mark in front the stress syllable is in each word. Noun and adjective. Exhausting, exhausted. Fatigue, fatigue. Lethargy, lethargy. Tiredness, tired. Make word combination using a word from each box. Complain of color, out of sorts, present with, put on, and word on. Complete the sentence with the correct form of the verb present. A 67-year-old man present with a 9 month history of increasing shortness of breath. The most common presentation is loss of concision. Cranial arteries may present as fever without any obvious cause. The person usually presents with a severe sore throat. The presenting symptom is this person could perhaps be due to renal failure. Other conditions with a similar presentation include acute cholecystitis, reduced growth in an important presenting complaint of colic disease. 2 months following presentation, the patient was able to walk. Exercise 14.1. Read the person described of the symptoms, then complete the case report. Look at the opposite to help you. I was well until a few months ago. I'm the beginning in just feel of color and a bit tired. But lately, I've been feeling completely wrong at the end of the day. I'm not eating any more than usual, but I put on 9 kilos in last year. My emotions are hard and my hair has started to fall off. Kate 30. A 50-year-old housewife who had been well hunting for months roughly complained of tiredness and malaise. She had gained 9 kilograms in weight in the year before she presented to GP although she didn't eating more than usual. She was constipated and she noticed that her hair had started to fall out. Blood. Full blood count. In the investigation of blood disease, the simple test in full blood count (FBC), a full blood count measures the following sample of blood: the amount of hemoglobin, the number of the different cells, red blood cells, erythrocytes, white blood cells, leukocytes, and platelets, thrombocytes. The volume of the cells, the erythrocyte sedimentation, red ESR. a measurement of how quickly red blood cells of the bottom of a sample. Anemia. Anemia is one of the commonest desires of the blood. It may be due to blending, loss of blood, exercise destruction of red cells, low production, for example, because the diet is likely of deficient in iron Fe. A medical student has examined an elderly patient with a very low level of hemoglobin and is discussing the case with her professor. Professor, what the most likely diagnosis in the case? Most probably carcinoma of the bowel with chronic blood loss. What against that as diagnosis? Well, he hasn't had any change in his bowel habit or lost weight. What else would you include in the differential diagnosis of severe anemia? In a man of this age, he might have leukemia of same sort of aplastic anemia, but that rate in would be unusual. Another case in iron deficiency, but he seems to have a adequate diet. Okay, now there's another cause of anemia, which I think is more likely chronic blending user. Yes, that's right. But what about pernicious anemia? Can you exclude that? Well, he's got none of the typical neurological symptoms like pernicious anemia. Jordi Pons, the medical student from Barcelona, has made some language notes in the books. Pernicious anemia PA is a condition in which there is atrophy of the gastric mucosa with consequent failure of intrinsic factor production and vitamin B12 malabsorptions. The onset is insidious with progressively increasing symptoms of anemia. Patients are sometimes said to lemon yellow for owing to a combination of bubble on mildew dyes caused by excessive breakdown of hemoglobin because of ineffective red cell production in the bone marrow. A red cell tongue leucitis is sometimes present. Patients present with symmetrical parathesis in the finger to toes, early loss abbreviation sense, a progressive weakness and ataxia. The explain may be palpable. Onset, beginning, insidious, slow development, pallor, lack of color, mild slight, jaundice, bilirubinemia, breakdown, division into smaller parts, bone marrow, soft tissue in the cavity of bones, symmetrical, each side the same, reversion sense, ability to feel vibration, progressive, continuing to develop, purple, can be felt with the hand. Sangre. ¿Cuánto llena la sangre? En la investigación de las enfermedades de la sangre, la prueba más simple es un hemograma completo, FBC. Un hemograma completo mide lo siguiente de una muestra: la sangre, la cantidad de la hemoglobina, el número de las diferentes células, glóbulos rojos, eritrocitos, glóbulos blancos, leucocitos y plaquetas, trombocitos. El volumen de las células, la tasa de la sedimentación de eritrocitos, que se abrevia ESR, una medida de la rapidez con la que los glóbulos rojos caen al fondo de una muestra de sangre. Anemia. La anemia es una de las enfermedades más comunes de la sangre. Puede deberse a sangrado, pérdida de sangre, destrucción excesiva de glóbulos rojos, baja producción, por ejemplo, porque la dieta es deficiente o carece de hierro, que se abrevia Fe. Un estudiante de medicina ha examinado a un paciente anciano con el nivel muy bajo de hemoglobina y está discutiendo ese caso con su maestro. El maestro dice: ¿cuál es el diagnóstico más probable en este caso? El estudiante dice: muy probablemente carcinoma del intestino con pérdida crónica de sangre. Maestro: ¿qué hay en contra en ese caso como diagnóstico? Estudiante: bueno, no ha tenido ningún cambio de hábito intestinal ni ha perdido peso. Maestro: ¿qué más incluiría en este diagnóstico diferencial de anemia severa en este hombre de esta edad? Podría tener algún tipo de leucemia o anemia plástica, pero eso es raro, sería muy inusual. Otra causa de la deficiencia de hierro, pero parece tener una dieta adecuada, dijo el estudiante. El maestro: está bien, ahora hay otra causa de anemia, pero creo que es más probable. Dice la estudiante: ¿úlcera sangrante crónica? El maestro dice: sí, así es. Pero ¿qué pasa si la anemia perniciosa puede excluir eso? Dice el estudiante que no tiene ninguno de los síntomas neurológicos típicos para parestesia. Anemia perniciosa. Jordi Pons, el estudiante de medicina de Barcelona, ha hecho unos apuntes de lengua de su libro de texto. La anemia perniciosa, que se abrevia con PA, y es una condición en la que se atrofia la mucosa gástrica con la siguiente falla en la producción de factor intrínseco y mala absorción de vitamina B12, el inicio del insidioso con un aumento progresivo de los síntomas de anemia. A veces se mide de los pacientes tiene color amarillo limón debido a la combinación de palidez y teracia. Leve causa con una descomposición excesiva de la hemoglobina debido a la producción ineficaz de glóbulos rojos en la médula ósea. A veces se presenta una lengua adolorida, glositis. Las pacientes presentan parestesias simétricas de los dedos de las manos y los pies, pérdida temprana del sentido de la vibración y debilidad de astasia progresivas. El vaso puede ser palpable. Inicio, comienzo insidioso, desarrolladamente lentamente, palidez, falta de color, suave, ligero, itiresia, descomposición de la bilirrubina, división de las partes más pequeñas, médula ósea, tejido blanco en la capacidad de los huesos, simétrico, cada lado es del mismo sentido, de vibración, capacidad de sentir vibraciones por recibo en continuo desarrollo, se puede sentir con la mano. Exercise 50.1. Find words the books with a positive meaning. Look, be as the opposite to help you. Adequate, inadequate, against, for, unlike, like. Several meals are common, sudden. 50.2. Make word combination using a word from each box. Look at B and see opposite to help you. Bone, marrow, differential diagnosis, insidious onset, iron deficiency, pernicious anemia, progressively increasing, vibration sensing. Complete the sentence. Look at A and B opposite to help. A 39-year-old man present with a story of progressive abdominal indigestion over a period of 6 months. Blindness may be caused by vitamin A deficiency. The blinding and purpura are caused by abnormal purple functions. The white cell count are normal, so we can exclude acute leukemia. The yellow color of her skin and conjunctivitis is probably due to laundry. There was a purple mass in right upper quadrant of the abdomen. Treatment is aimed at restoring fluid balance with adequate intravenous fluids. The anemia may be due to increased red cell breakdown. Complete the conversation. Look at see opposite to help. Professor, what is against the diagnosis of pernicious anemia on physical examination? The problem started quite suddenly, so I didn't have to typical insidious onset. He doesn't have any skin pallor on, and he doesn't have symmetrical paresthesia of ocean vibration sense, and I couldn't feel his spleen. What about this tongue? His tongue was a normal non-fluid or sore. Bones. Some common English name of bones. English names. Anatomical name. Skull, cranium, jaw, bone, mandibula, spine, vertical column, breastbone, sternum, rib, costa, collarbone, clavicle, shoulder blade, scapula, thigh bone, femur, kneecap, patella, shin bone, tibia. Fractures. A fractus is a break in a bone, some of differential types of fracture. Green stick displays communate implied open component. A pathological fracture is fracture in the size bone. A fatigue or stress fracture is due to repeat minor trauma, for example, long distance marching or running. Treatment treatment of fractures. When the fragments of brain bone held joined together, the union may be promoted to health by reducing the fracture, replacing the fragments in their anatomical position if, if they are displaced for reducing excessive movements of the broken bone in prevent by friction. Either external, for example, a spleen or plaster of Paris gas, of the internal, for example, a pin or place a squeeze of displaced fracture with is not reduced may result in mullion, incomplete or incorrect unit. A plaster cast and pin, a play and squeeze. Now, the better tools have several meanings in medicine. To make smell in, I think I will better reduce the dose of your tables. In surgery, to return to anatomical positions, a hernia can normally be reduced by manipulation in chemistry to remove oxygen or add hydrogen nitric acid is a reducing agent. Huesos. Eh, Algunos nombres comunes en inglés de los huesos. Nombre en inglés y nombre anatómico. Cráneo, hueso de la mandíbula, eh, columna vertebral, columna vertebral, esternón, costilla, costa, clavícula, omóplato, escápula, fémur, rótula, tibia. Fracturas. Una de las fracturas es una ruptura en un hueso. Algunos de los diferentes tipos de fracturas son el palo verde, desplazado, fracturado, impactado y abierto compuesto. Una fractura patológica es una fractura en un hueso enfermo. Una fractura por fatiga o estrés se debe al traumatismo menores repetidos, por ejemplo, marchas o carreras de larga distancia. Tratamiento de las fracturas. Cuando los fragmentos de un hueso roto sanan y se unen, la unión puede proveerse o ayudar a la reducción de la fractura, reemplazando los fragmentos de una posición anatómica si se desplazan después de la reducción. El movimiento excesivo del hueso roto se evita mediante la fijación, ya sea externa, por ejemplo, una férula o yeso de París, una interna, por ejemplo, un clavo a una placa y tornillos en consolidación. Una fractura desplazada que no se reduce puede resultar en un yeso defectuoso, unión incompleta o incorrecta. Nota: el verbo reducir tiene varios significados en medicina. Para hacerlo más pequeño, creo que sería mejor que reduzcamos la dosis de sus tabletas. En cirugía, para volver a la posición anatómica normalmente, una hernia se puede reducir mediante una manipulación. En química, para eliminar el oxígeno o agregar hidrógeno, el ácido nítrico es agente reductor. También está la placa una placa y los tornillos, que está aquí. Un afilador y un yeso. Exercise 16.1. Label the diagram using word from the box. Breastbone, collarbone, jawbone, kneecap, rib, shin bone, shoulder blade, skull, spine, and thigh bone. Number 1, skull. 2, jawbone. 3, spine. 4, breastbone. 5, rib. 6, collarbone. 7, shoulder blade. 8, thigh bone. 9, kneecaps. 10, shin bone. Match the type of fractures with the description. Look at B opposite to head. 1. Open. There is a break in the skin. 2. Component. The bone is broken into several pieces. 3. Displaced. The bone is bent. It occurs mainly in children. 4. Grindstick. The broken pieces are separate. 5. Impact. The broken pieces are pushed together. Complete the textbook extra. Reducing a fracture involves trying to return two bones to as near to their original position as possible. If a fracture is allowed to hold is in a displaced position, the fracture will unite, but it may go on to millennium. Childhood. Milestones. Childhood is the period during which a person is a child. It ends with puberty to onset of sexual maturity. Infant is another word for a young child. Infancy in the period from birth until about 5 years of age. The The milestones assumes development and the age at which they usually occur are sitting by 9 months, crawling by 12 months, fist work by 18 months, walking by 18 months, talking towards sentence by 3 years. Common infectious disease. The disease common name: Morbillia rubella measles, rubella German measles, varicella chickenpox, infection parasites mumps, pertussions, whooping on, acute laryngosclerosis, crop, scarlatina, scarlet fever, rheumatic fever, tetanus, lockjaw, polymyelitis, polio, colitis. A medical student has made some language notes while reducing her textbooks. Colitis is a disease of the small intestine caused by sensitive to gluten. It can present at any age, but at infancy it appears after weaning of a cereal containing gluten. The clinical features include diarrhea, malabsorption, and failure to thrive. There may be signs of malnutrition and there are may be abdominal distension. There is delayed growth and delayed puberty, leading to short stature in adulthood. Substitute having a negative reaction to waning, changing the diet from meal only to solid foods. Clinical features the symptoms and things of disease. Malabsorption, poor absorption, malnutrition, poor diet, nutrition, adjective malnutrition. Type, raw, thorny, distance, swelling, delay, later than expected. Failure when something that is expected does not happen. Stature, size, especially high. Infancia. Itios. La infancia es un periodo durante el cual una persona es un niño. Termina con la pubertad, el inicio de la madurez sexual. El bebé es otra palabra para un niño pequeño. La infancia es un periodo desde el nacimiento hasta aproximadamente los 5 años de edad. Los hitos en los desarrollos de los niños y las edades en los que suelen ocurrir son cesación, que es a los 9 meses, gateando a los 12 meses, ven las primeras palabras a los 18 meses, caminando 18 meses y hablando o oraciones de pocas palabras, 3 años. Enfermedades infecciosas comunes. Enfermedad y nombre común. Enfermedad va rubeola, nombre común sarampión. Eh, Rubiola, sarampión alemán, varicela, parotiditis infecciosa, paperas, tosferina, laringotraquitis aguda, croup, escarlatina, fiebre reumática, tétanos, trisno, poliomielitis, polio, enfermedad celíaca. Un estudiante de medicina ha tomado algunas notas de lenguaje mientras lee su libro de texto. La enfermedad celíaca es una enfermedad del intestino delgado causada por la sensibilidad al gluten. Puede presentarse en cualquier edad, pero en la infancia aparece tras el deteste de las cereales que contienen gluten. Las características clínicas incluyen diarrea, malabsorción y retraso en el crecimiento. Puede haber signos de desnutrición y puede haber alguna distinción abdominal. Hay retraso en el crecimiento y retraso en la pubertad, lo que reduce a una baja estatura en la edad adulta. Sensibilidad a tener una negativa. Reacción a desde este cambio de la dieta de leche sólida a alimentos sólidos. Características clínicas, los síntomas y los signos de las enfermedades. Mala absorción es una mala absorción de nutrición, mala alimentación, nutrición o adjetivo de destruido prosperar. Crecer fuertemente, distinción, hinchazón, retrasado más tarde de lo esperado, fracaso muy cuando algo que se lo espera no sucede, tamaño de la estatura, especialmente altura. 17.1. Complete the table with words from A and C opposite to help you. Verb nouns adjective. Delay, delay, develop, develop, development, develop. Distance, distension, sentence. Fair, failure, failing. Nourish, nourishment, nourish. Baby with the fetal alcohol syndrome may present with failure to thrive. Abdominal distension may be due to illegal liver. Small amounts to alcohol in pregnancy can affect fetal development. Mortality from measles can be reduced by better nutrition. The play in one or more of the millstones may be the first sign of desire. Complete the sentence log A obvious positive to help you. After sitting, babies learning to crawl and they to walk. A child who has started eating solid food has been weaned. 3. Someone who is not very tall is said to be or short stout. Their stage of child's development are known as the millennials. A child who is beginning to develop sexual has reached puberty. What's the common English name for AIDS disease using your medical knowledge? Enlarged parietal glands mums, difficult opening to move look jaw, rash and elegant posterior occipital nose, German measles, paroxysmal cough with vomiting, roping cough, papulous progressive first action, shocking pulse, cough and cold followed by rash, measles, sore throat, a rash, scarlet fever. As William joined a hard murmur, romantic fever. Fever followed by muscle weakness bodies, cold with a straighter throat. The endocrine system. Excess and defenses. Access to much on defense to little of circulation hormones cause a wide range of medical conditions, for example, hyperthyroidism, hyperthyroidism, where there is a excess hormone um, from the treatment consists of giving a person something which inhibits the production of that hormone, as in the use of conbithol. A trait important hyperthyroidism when a hormone deficiency treatment may be response therapy, for example, injections of insulin, the treatment of type 1 diabetes. Doctor says sufferers of type 1 diabetes are defensive insulin. Negative feedback system. THR, thyrotropion releasing hormone, is secreted in the hypothalamus and triggers the production of THR thyroid stimulating hormone in the pituitary. TSH stimulates the TSH receptor in the thyroid to increase synthesis of both T4 and T3 and also to release stored hormone reducing in increased plasma levels of T3 T3 and T4. T3 feedback on the pituitary and first the hypothalamus to inhibit TRH and TCH secretion. Gate. Electron gland is called a goiter. The electron may be diffuse, involving most the gland or localized limit to a particular area, as in a solitary single node. The increased blood from the diffuse electron, for example, in grave disease, maybe rise to purple trial vibration filled with the hand and other group noise had through a stethoscope over the gland, a leather or rifle. Mr. Davis' doctor has referred her to endocrinologist. Dear doctor, I would be grateful if you would be this 50 years old woman who has lost 20 kilos in weight in a speed of only 80 more than usual. They describe herself as overweight. Um, at first, she thought the height loss was due to this, but more recently, she has developed palpitation, diarrhea, and heat intolerance. She has noticed that her hands have a tendency to shake. Her symptoms suggest hyperthyroidism, and this was confirmed by my examination with rebel and elegant throat, red swelling palms, and fine tremor of the hands. Overactive, overactive, more active than this usual. Palpitation, awareness of rapid or irregular heartbeat, fine tumor, very very slight involuntary movements, and head intolerance, inability to cope with heat temperatures. Sistema endocrino. El exceso de la y deficiencia. Un exceso demasiado o una deficiencia muy poco de hormonas circulantes causa una amplia gama de condiciones médicas, por ejemplo, hipertiroidismo e hipertiroidismo. Cuando hay un exceso de hormona, una forma de tratamiento consiste en dar al paciente algo que inhibe la producción de esa hormona, como el uso de corbimazol para tratar el hipertiroidismo. Cuando una hormona es deficiente, el tratamiento puede ser una terapia de reemplazo por llegar infecciones de insulina en el tratamiento de la diabetes tipo 1. Los doctores dicen las personas que padecen diabetes tipo 1 tienen una deficiencia de insulina. Sistema de retroalimentación negativa. Eh, TRH, hormona liberada de titotrofina, se secreta en el hipotálamo y desencadena la producción de TSH, hormona estimulada de la tiroides, en la hipófisis. TSH estimula el receptor de TSH en la tiroides para aumentar la síntesis de T4, tirosina y tillodomotrina, y también para liberar hormonas, reduciendo un aumento de los niveles plasmáticos de T4 y T3. Para retroalimentarse de la hipófisis y quizás del hipotálamo para incluir secreciones de TRH y TSH. Bocil. Las glándulas tiroides agrandadas se llama bocío. El agrandamiento puede ser difuso, involucrando la mayor parte de la glándula, o localizada, limitada a una área particular. Cuando un nódulo solitario eh, único. El aumento del flujo sanguíneo es el agrandamiento difuso, por ejemplo, en la enfermedad de Graves puede ser dar lugar a un escalofrío palpable, vibración se siente con la mano y un solo audible que se escucha a través del tetoscopio sobre la glándula. Una carta de recomendación. El médico de la señora Davis le ha derivado a un endocrinólogo. Estimado doctor, le agradecería que viera a esta mujer de 50 años que ha perdido 20 kilos a pesar de comer más de lo habitual. Se describe así como hiperactiva y al principio pensó que la pérdida de peso se debía a esto, pero más recientemente ha desarrollado palpitaciones, diarrea e intolerancia de calor. Ha notado que sus manos tienden a temblar. Sus síntomas sugerían hipertiroidismo y esto fue confirmado por mi examen que reveló una tiroides agrandada, palmas rojas y sudorosas y un ligero temblor de las manos. Hiperactivo, más activo de lo habitual, palpitaciones, es igual a las conciencias de los latidos cardíacos muy rápidos, o irregulares, temblor fino, movimientos involuntarios muy leves. Y por último tenemos la intolerancia del calor, incapacidad para hacer frente a altas temperaturas. SSR 18.1. Complete the table with words from AHA. Bear noun. Inhibit inhibition. Produce production. Release release. Replace replacement. Secret secretions. Stimulate stimulation. Complete the page passed from a textbook using the illustration on your own college. Pulse of GnRH gonadotropin releasing hormone are relayed from the hypothalamus and stimulate um, um, FCH released from the pituitary LH stimulates testosterone, producing from leading cells of the testes. Testosterone feeds back on the hypothalamus pituitary to inhibit GnRH secretion. VSH triggers the Sertoli cell in the seminiferous tabulus to produce mature sperm and the inhibition and A and B inhibition cause feedback on the pituitary to decrease VSH secretion. Complete the sentence, look at A and see opposite to help you. A diffuse change affects many parts of an organ or gland. A localization affects only one part. His diet is deficient. In iron, he doesn't get enough iron. SST3 and T4 increase to basal metabolic rate. Match Mr. Davis symptoms with the question the doctor asks. Diarrhea. Are your bowels normal? Eating more. What is your appetite like? Health intolerance. Do you prefer hot water or cold? 4. Obesity. Are you able to sit on pilates? 5. Palpitations. Have you ever felt your heart beating rapidly or irregular? Weight loss. Is your wearing style? Tremor. Do you handshake? The eye. Part of the eyes. Eyebrow, eyelid, lashes, iris, and pupil. Examination of the eye. Here is an extract from the textbook description How to examine the eye. Looking the skin strabismus, dropping of the upper lid, potis, or osculation of the eye nintangus. In light last, the upper eyelid moves in regular inches of smoothly when the person is asked to look down. Next, examine the pupil and note whether there are equal in size, there are regular in online, evenly circular. There are abnormally large or constricted small. They read normally to light and accommodation focus on near objects. To the reaction to accommodation, ask the person to look in the distance, hold your finger in front of their nose, and ask the person to look at it. The the eyes should come together or converge, and the pupil should these countries, and the person look at the finger. Retinoscopy. Hypertension in the retina can be confused from grades 1 to 4. Grade 1, silver reading, increase in the light refresh of the arteries only. Grade 2, grade 1 plus, arteriovenous nipping in the nation of vein where they are crossed by arteries. Grade 3. Grade 2 blue from eomoras to contour wall and soundness. Grade 4. Grade 3 blue papilloedema. Contour stone. El ojo. Partes del ojo. Está la ceja, pestaña, pupila, párpado y iris. Examinación del ojo. Aquí hay un extracto de la descripción de un libro del texto sobre examinar el ojo. Busque estrabismo. Caída del párpado superior es igual a ptosis. Osculación de ojos nistagmo. En el retraso del párpado, el párpado superior se mueve de manera irregular en un lugar suavemente cuando se pide al paciente que mire hacia abajo. A continuación, examine las pupilas, observe si son iguales al tamaño, tienen un contorno regular, uniformemente circular, están anormalmente dilatados, grandes o contraídos, pequeños, reaccionan normalmente a la luz y la acomodación. Enfoque los objetivos cercanos para probar la reacción de acomodación. Pídele al paciente que mire a lo lejos, sostén tu dedo frente a su nariz y pregúntele qué paciente ha mirado. Los ojos deben unirse o converger. Las pupilas deben contraerse cuando el paciente mira el dedo. Retinopatía. Los cambios hipertensivos en la retina pueden calificar en grados 1 a 4. Grado 1, alambre de plata, aumento en el reflejo de luz de las arterias solamente. Grado 2, grado 1 más pellizco arterivenoso, indentación de las venas donde la cruzan las arterias. Grado 3, grado 2 más hemorragias en forma más de llama, sudados algodanosos. Grado 4, grado más papiledema. Exercise 19.1. Complete the table with words from B opposite to red relate from. Verb non-adjective. Accommodate, accommodation, consti, contrition, converge, converse, delay, delation, delete. Drop, dropping, oscillate, osculation, read, creations. Exercise 19.2. Dropping is 6. Delayed pupils 3. Irregular pupil is number 2. Con catarata is a number 5. Skin number 1. Constricted pupils number 5. Retinoscopy. Examining the retina with an otoscope, impossibly with the pupil delayed to obtain the maximum view. Note the papillota and four-frame shape, hemorrhage, and comfortable exams. Answers the state of the arteries and not the presence of any narrowing as well as nipping at arterial crossing. The gastrointestinal synthesis examination of the abdomen. Here is a extract from textbook description of how to examine the abdomen. Note if the abdomen is distained by fluid or gas. The presence of fluid can be confirmed by demonstrating shifting turbulence versus of that first with the person living suffering flat their back. They ask the person to lie one on one side to pursue gain. If so in present they do not hurt on pursuit move, output expression, feeling for tenderness, pain when touched or massage, helpful, elegant to tissue not also any wording or reading. Shown by contraction of abdominal muscle, wording may be due to tenderness or anxiety and can be reduced if person in pursuit to relax, reduce, how work of inconstant and is due to peritoneal irritation. Second, tenderness in pain when the palpation hand is suddenly removed is a sign of peritonitis. Listen for vowel sounds. The feces. There are several works of the feces. Doctors sometimes say there was blood in the stool. Have you passed back stools? Patients sometimes says my emotions have been very low lately. Bowel movement in used to refer at defecation. Have you bowel moved today? Have you had a bowel movement today? Bowel habit is a medical expression meaning the pattern of defecation. Have you noticed any change of bowel habit? How often do you open your bowels? Are you going to the toilet more often than normal? Shame in bowel habit cloud the constipation, high infrequent thoughts or diarrhea frequent soft of liquid stool. Normal stool are brown in color and semi-solid or form the consistency of the grade or hardness and softness can be showing on a skin. Hard, formed, semi-formed, felt, liquid, weighty. The color can be from black due to altered blood in the melania to yellow-gray on the even white. Melania stones are often described as dirty, like the tar to the black stick substance there that is used as road making. The stone may be red when fresh blood is present. Blood that can be only detected with a special test is called fecal occult blood (FOB). When there is a high fat content, the stones are Paul, and are sometimes described as clay-clothed stones that are large in volume, are described as bulky, a bad smell is described as full of offensive. De sistema gastrointestinal. En un examen abdominal. Aquí no hay un extracto, hay un extracto de descripción de un libro de texto sobre la examinación abdominal. Tengo en cuenta que el abdomen está distendido por líquido o gas. La presencia de líquido se puede confirmar demostrando la matidez cambiante, percusión o golpeteo. Primero con el paciente en decúbito supino, boca arriba, cuando pídele al paciente que se acueste sobre un lado y vuelva a percutir. Si hay líquido, la nota sorda que se escucha en la percusión se mueve. Palpe cada región sintiendo sensibilidad, dolor al tocarlos o masas agrandamiento palpable al tejido. Ten en cuenta que también cualquier defensa o rigidez que se muestra por la contracción de músculos abdominales. La vigilancia puede deberse a sensibilidad o ansiedad, puede reducirse si se produce el paciente que se relaje. La rigidez, sin embargo, es constante y se debe a la irritación peritoneal. La hipersensibilidad de rebote es dolor cuando se retira repentinamente la mano que palpa. Es un signo de peritonitis. Se escuchan los sonidos intestinales. Las heces. Hay varias palabras para las heces. Los médicos a veces dicen, había sangre en las heces. Ha pasado sangre, heces negras. Los pacientes dicen, mis movimientos han sido muy sueltos últimamente. El movimiento intestinal se usa para referirse a la defecación. Tus intestinos se movieron hoy. Tuviste una evacuación intestinal hoy. El hábito intestinal es una expresión médica que significa el patrón de defecación. ¿Ha notado algún cambio en el hábito intestinal? ¿Con qué frecuencia abre sus intestinos? ¿Vas al baño con más frecuencia de lo normal? El cambio en el hábito intestinal podría ser estreñimiento, heces duras o infrecuentes, o diarrea, heces blandas o líquidas frecuentes. Las heces normales son de color marrón y semisólidas o formadas. La consistencia a grado de dureza y blandura se puede representar en una escala de duro, formado, semiformado, suave, líquido. El color puede variar de negro debido a sangre alterada con una melena de gris, amarillo o incluso blanco. Las heces de melena a menudo se describen como alquitranado, la sustancia pegajosa negra que se usa en la construcción de caminos. Las heces pueden ser rojas cuando hay sangre fresca, la sangre que solo puede detectar con pruebas especiales se llama sangre oculta en heces. Cuando hay un alto contenido de grasa, las heces son pálidas y a veces se describen con un color arcilla. Las heces de gran volumen se describen como voluminosas, un mal olor se describe como asqueroso o ofensivo. Case 14. Physical examination revealed the Dean girl with slight pallor. She was not obviously de- dehydrated. The temperature was 38 grados Celsius, pulse 100 plus mean, blood pressure 110 plus 80 millimars. Examination of the rest of the cardiovascular or respiratory system was normal, the abdomen was not distended, there was a general quadrant which was no most marked in the right lower reheated was associated with misses but no tendons. There was a no rewarding attendance were left, some were reduced. Mass the description of the store. Type of stores. Conditions. Lost bloody ulcerative colitis. Lost pale bulky colic desire. Clay clothed obstruse for jaundice. Black tarry gastric ulcer. A small heart irritable bowel syndrome. Clear watery with nonsense cholera. SSR 20.3. Blood. Have you passed black stones? Bowel habit. How often do you open your bowels? Change in bowel habit. Are you going to toilet more often than normal? Bulk is the size of the amount of stool normal. Color. What about the appearance of the stools? Consciently, are you motion, harm, or loss? Offensive. What uh, do you mention have unusual smells? Gynecology. The female reproductive system. Womb, fallopian tube or salpinx, vagina, ovary, neck of womb or cervix. Menstruation. A period is a common name of a menstrual monthly period. The onset of menstruation is now a menarche. The last menstrual period is commonly abbreviated is Dr. Knows LMP 252 ago means to last menstrual period was 2 weeks ago. The menstrual cycle or length and frequency of periods is usually ranging in the from 428 women lasting 4 days and occurring every 28 days. If a period lasts more than your 5 days in there can be described as prolonged. The term heavy periods means excessive blood source menopause, often with the passage across cold blood. The term period pains means dysmenorrhea and painful menstruation. The time the time when a woman stops menstruating more normally above the age of 50 is called menopause or climacteric. In every English is a noun of choice or life or simple the change symptoms of the menopause include hot flushes, sudden sensation or head or night sweats. Gynecological consultations. A gynecologist is a talking to 30-year-old man, woman. Gynecologist, are you period regular? Patient say yes. How often do you get them? Every 2 weeks. How old were you when to start to get them? About 12. When when was your last period? A week ago. One. How long to the periods that usual? 4 or 5 days. Would you say they are light or heavy? Light. Do you get close? No. Do you get period pains? Not normally. Is there any distinction between the periods? A light. Little. What color is it? White. Concentrations. For women, menons the prevent pregnancy include the oral contraceptive pill, known as the pill diaphragm on the inserted device (EUD) of copper color. Condoms are invaluable for the men and women. Ginecología. El aparato reproductor femenino. Está la matriz, el ovario, el cuello uterino, trompa de falopio y la vagina. Menstruación. El periodo es un periodo. Es el nombre más común para el periodo menstrual o menstruación. El inicio de la menstruación se conoce como menarquía. El último periodo menstrual se suele agregar en notas de los médicos LMP 252 significa que el último periodo menstrual fue hace 2 semanas del ciclo menstrual o la duración y la frecuencia de los periodos generalmente se escribe en la forma 428, lo que significa que dura 4 días y ocurre cada 28 días. Si un periodo dura más de 4 o 5 días, puede describirse como prolongado. El término, el término periodos abundantes significa pérdida excesiva de sangre, menorragia, a menudo en el paso de coágulos, quedan coagulada. El término dolores menstruales significa dismenorrea o menstruación dolorosa. El momento en el que la mujer deja de menstruar, normalmente alrededor de los 50 años, se le llama menopausia o climaterio. En el inglés cotidiano se usa como un estado de vida o simplemente un estado. Los síntomas de la menopausia incluyen sofocos, sensación repentina de calor y sudores nocturnos. Consulta ginecológica CAUN. Ginecológica, ginecológica. El ginecólogo habla con una mujer de 30 años. ¿Tus periodos son regulares? Sí. ¿Con qué frecuencia los recibes? Cada 4 semanas. ¿Qué edad tenías cuando empezó a tenerlos? Alrededor de los años. ¿Fue tu última menstruación? Hace una semana. ¿Cuánto suele durar los periodos? De 4 a 5 días. ¿Dirías que son ligeros o pesados? Ligeros. ¿Tienes dolores menstruales? No. ¿Alguna descarga entre los periodos? Un poco. ¿De qué color es? Blanco. Anticoncepción. Para las mujeres, los métodos para prevenir embarazo incluyen la píldora anticonceptiva oral, conocida como la píldora, el diafragma y el dispositivo intrauterino, DIU o espiral de cobre. Los condones están disponibles tanto para mujeres como para hombres. Write the simple English phrase of esoteric terms below using your medical knowledge. Hysterectomy, surgical removal of the womb, menarche, having periods, salpingitis, inflammation of the tubes that connect the over to womb, cervical biopsy of small parts of the tissue removed down the neck of the womb. Menarche, 12 years. Menstrual cycle, 4 at 5:28. LMP, 1:52 ago. Menorrhagia, no. Dysmenorrhagia, no. Discharge, a little white discharge in between periods. Menarche, how old were you when you started to get then your periods? Menstrual cycle, are your periods regular? LMP, when was your last period? Menorrhagia, would you will you stay are light overweight? Do you get clots? Dysmenorrhea. Do you get period spons? Discharge. Is there any discharge between the periods? What color is it? Case 50. A 45 years old woman had been been having prolonged periods lasting for 8 days with a passage of close and 9 months. There was a blending between periods of after intercourse. Her periods are no particularly pain or have no noticed any flushes or noticed with on the general head and on always been so she had taken the oral contraceptive pill until the year published when had taken the oral contraceptive pill until the probably when a copper coil was denied. She had a normal pregnancy when she was 25. Diaphragm, edu, condom, copper coil. The heart and circulation 1. Shortness of breath. Shortness of breath of pregnancy is dyspnea, often the caused by exertions, physiological and activity, such as climbing stairs, but a severe case is a be present at stress a patient who breathes when the living part of prayer. For example, in bed will tend to sleep reside up to more pillows. The observation SB OBOE stands for shortness of breathing termination or exertion or effort. Persons say I get terrible short of breath climbing stairs. Doctors can say how many pillows do you sleep on. Heart rhythm. The normal resting heart rate is 7, 65 and 75 beats per minute. In athletes, it may be as high 40 beats per minute. In extreme athletic activity, the heart rate can be high at 200 miles. The heart rhythm may be regular or irregular in irregular reaching arrhythmia. There may be early peaks with the irregular rhythm premature or the rhythm may vary with respiration or it may be completely irregular as in fibrillation when patients are aware or irregular. They describe the symptoms as palpation. Case 4. A 22-year-old student was admitted uh, to a hospital with a long story of the heart problems she had been present tired with shortness of breath on exertion, apnea or palpitation and metabolic replaced. Have been carried out 3 years properly and this child especially the symptoms had heart failure to was followed in episode attacks of atrial fibrillation which had been particularly set for the 6 months before admissions. Heart failure, heart failure occurs when the heart is unable to maintain sufficient cardiac output. The augment to blood pumped to by the heart each minute for the body needs. I may involve the left side of the heart, the right side of or both. In the left heart fury, the main symptoms is redness. The symptoms to right heart failure include peripheral edema, swelling, benign and the fifth color in the noun in periodema is when the fingers is pushed in the swelling causes more depression or pain. Aorta pulmonary artery, pulmonary venous, mitral valve, septum, and tricuspid valve. El corazón y la circulación 1. La dificultad para respirar. La dificultad para respirar o disnea al principio está causado por el esfuerzo, actividad física para subir escaleras, pero en casos severos puede estar representado con una incluso en reposo. Los pacientes dicen: me falta mucho aire para subir las escaleras. Los médicos pueden preguntar sobre cuántas almohadas duerme. Ritmo cardíaco. La frecuencia normal en reposo es de 65 a 75 latidos por minuto. En los atletas puede ser tan bajo como 40 latidos por minuto. En la actividad atlética extrema, la frecuencia cardíaca puede llegar a 200 minutos por minuto. El ritmo cardíaco puede ser regular o irregular. El ritmo regular, arritmia, puede ser haber latidos tempranos interrumpidos por el ritmo regular, latidos prematuros, o el ritmo puede variar con la respiración o puede ser completamente irregular, como en la fibrilación, cuando los pacientes son conscientes de la irregularidad, describen el síntoma como palpitaciones. Caso 4. Cuando un estudiante de 22 años ingresó al hospital con un largo historial de problemas cardíacos, estaba una vez más cansado, con la dificultad de respirar en el esfuerzo, apnea y palpitaciones. Se había realizado reemplazando una válvula mitral de 3 años. Ante esto, había estabilizado los síntomas de insuficiencia cardíaca, pero fue seguido por los episodios, ataques de fibrilación, que habían sido particularmente severos con los 6 meses previos al ingreso. Insuficiencia cardíaca. La insuficiencia cardíaca ocurre cuando el profesor no puede mantener un gasto cardíaco suficiente a la cantidad de sangre bombeada al corazón cada minuto. Para las necesidades del cuerpo puede involucrar el lado izquierdo del corazón, el lado derecho de ambos. En la insuficiencia cardíaca izquierda, el síntoma principal es la disnea. Los síntomas de la insuficiencia cardíaca derecha incluyen edema periférica, hinchazón, que comienza, en los pies y los tobillos. Esto se conoce como edema con fobia. Si cuando se empuja un dedo en la hinchazón se produce una pequeña depresión o fosa. Aorta, arteria pulmonar, venas pulmonares, la válvula mitral, pulpa y válvula tricúspide. Completo de conversación basada en el caso histórico de Inviopos. Doctor, what seem to be problems? I've been getting palpitations. How long have you had them? For about 6 months, but I've had hair problem for years. With tiredness and shortness of breath in the end, I couldn't walk more than 100 meters without having to shop. I had to sleep on their pillows. I had mitral valve replaced there years ago, and that improved for a while. Make word combination using a word of address, arterial fibrillation, cardiac output, heart failure, on effort, feeding edema, premature deaths. Write the words of a patient would use to describe the symptoms below. Dyspnea, shortness of dysarrhythmia, palpitations, apnea, breathlessness when swelling, flat, edema, swelling. Complete the case report. Case 13. A 60-year-old woman attended her GP surgery complaining of breathlessness on one exercise. It had been increasing over the pronounced right 8 months until produce and problems around 500 meters. Walking on the level, there was a no history, a chest pain. She had several attacks of fast palpitation with a plastic 20 minutes are were associated with some shortness of breath. She has noticed some swelling of the ankles by and on the days overnight. The heart on circulation. Physical, physical examination. Medical examination is normally carried out in the first stage inspection, looking, palpitation, feeling with the hands, percussion, tapping with the finger, and auscultation. Listen this stethoscope. No, the very palp, the non-palpitation, examining the heart and circulation. Here is our extra from textbook describe how to examine a cardiovascular system. Look at the lips. Next for blue discoloration of the osynosis, maybe central peripheral inspect the hands for clumping the radial pulse of the wrist and not the red, for example, 17 minutes. And right reading, regular or irregular pulse may be irregular in force as well as time shade that the other peripheral pulse are present, measure of blood pressure, assess the regular venous pressure GVP, palpate the chest or the apex beat. The abnormal palpitation is defined left intercostal space on centimetrical medial to the mid-clavicle line. For fill any trace, her side may be measured by percussion, listening for murmurs and another abnormal sounds, for example, friction roots, beginning for mitral area. Murmurs may be soft and loud, a harsh murmur is a loud roll. No, the time of many murmurs in relation to cardiac cycle, the most common murmurs are mid-systolic in the middle of systolic, pan-systolic less than for one systolic, early diastolic, mid-diastolic, late diastolic, pre-systolic. Continue by listening at the tricuspid, aortic, and pulmonary areas. Areas of auscultation. The letters indicate the approximate positions of the heart valve. P. Pulmonary valve. A. Aortic valve. M. Mitral valve. T. Tricuspid valve. The circles indicate the position for auscultation for cardiac murmurs. Indication by heart disease. The risks are numbered. El corazón y la circulación 2. El examen físico, el examen médico normalmente se lleva a cabo en cuatro etapas. Inspección, que es mirar, palpación, que es tocar con las manos, persecución, que es copiar con los dedos, y auscultación, que es escuchar con el estetoscopio. Nota. El verbo es palpar, el sustantivo es palpación, no palpitación. El examen de corazón y la circulación. Eh, Mire los labios, la lengua y las uñas. Se busca de la decoloración azul de los cianosis. La cianosis puede ser central o periférica. Impresione las manos y busque discotecas. Siente el peso radial en la muñeca y anote la frecuencia, por ejemplo, 70 minutos. Y el ritmo regular o irregular. El pulso puede ser regular tanto en esfuerzo como en tiempo. Verifique que los otros pulsos periféricos estén presentes. Mide la presión arterial y evalúe la presión venosa yugular. Palpe el tórax en busca del latido del lado del vértice. La posición normal es el quinto espacio intercostal izquierdo, 1 centímetro medial a la línea medio clavicular. Siente cualquier emoción, el tamaño del corazón se puede medir por persecución, escuchen si hay soplos y otros sonidos anormales, por ejemplo, rasaduras comenzando en el área mitral. Los soplos pueden ser suaves o fuertes, un murmullo áspero es fuerte y áspero. Anote el tiempo en cualquier soplo en la relación con el ciclo cardíaco. Los soplos más comunes son mesosistólicos en medio de la sístole, pasistólica, que dura todo el sístole, diastólica temprana, mesodiastólica, diastólica tardía y presistólica. Continúe escuchando en la tricúspide de la aorta y las áreas pulmonares. Zonas de auscultación. Las letras indican la posición aproximada de las válvulas cardíacas. P, válvula pulmón, una válvula aórtica, válvula mitral, válvula tricúspide. En T, los círculos indican la posición o la auscultación de soplos cardíacos que indican la enfermedad cardíaca vascular. Para las costillas están numeradas. Exercise 23.1. Bear and lamb, auscultation, examination, inspection, palpate, palpation, percussions. 23.2. Put the space to examine the head for circulation in order according to four-stage system. Number one, look for clubbing is expectation. Number two is feel the retropulse palpitation. Three, locate the apex beat palpitation. Four, note any trills palpitation. Five, measure the hair size percussions. Are there any numbers oscillation? A doctor is presenting the case of 43 years old woman at a meeting in the cardiac department. On examination, she was pre-resial with a temperature of 38.5. She was short of breath. Her pulse was variable between 100 and 118, was irregular in time and force. Her blood pressure was 130 and 18, and her GVP was up 5 centimeters, showing normal movement with respiration. Her peripheral pulse were present, and there was no central or peripheral cyanosis. Her apex beat was displaced to the anterior axillary line, but still in the 5 intercostal space. Her hair sounds were very interesting. When he was initially examined in the note, what they had pain systolic and mid-diastolic numbers. Harvest at the apex when she was examined some hours later. There was a harsh peripheral friction through all over the percussion or diagnosis at the time was of mitral stenosis and incompetence with recent of onset of pericarditis or arterial fibrillation. Infections, fever. A medical student has made some Lewis knows a case report. Case 45. A 24 years old man presented with a fever with a headache for the 3 days. On the trial to had had a severe attack of fever with within rigors on the only past history of revenge was hepatitis. 4 years early, and glandular fever infection with Epstein-Barr virus of the age to 18 years. He had returned from Africa 3 weeks previous. Fever, pyrexia, also remember PUO, pyrexia of unknown origin, fever, also known as temperature. I got a temperature, adjective feverish, febrile, and perissal, opposite a febrile, appraisal. Some symptoms of fever sweating, rigors, shivering, and sensation of coldness, also known as chills. Microorganisms. Infection differ from other diseases in a number of aspects. Most importantly, they are caused by living microorganisms such as viruses and bacteria that can usually be identified to establish the etiology early in the illness. Many of these organisms, including all bacteria, are sensitive to antibiotics, or most infections are potentially curable. Unlike many months infections, the negative are chronic disease. Communicatively, another factor which differentiates infection from non-infection disease transmissions of pathologic organisms to other people, directly or indirectly, may lead to outbreak or epidemic. Finally, many infections are prevalent by hygienic measures by vaccines, especially live attenuated vaccines such as rubella vaccine, or by drug prophylaxis, for example, chococrine to prevent malaria. Microorganisms include bacteria, virus, and fungi protozoa such as the parasite that cause malaria. Another head word for these proteins is a microbes version of the referred to microbes as germ to books. Notice the common expression for aspirin and infectious disease. Could, have, could he have kept some disease from the door? I think I caught the flu book that's going wrong. So, and spread of infection. There is an extract from a medical textbook. Infections may originate from depression in the hernias, usually from skin nasopraxis or bowel, or from onset source exogenous, often another person who may be either suffering from the infection or carrying a pathologic microorganism. Courier, courier usually help and may hold the organisms in the throat, for example, the diphtheria, bowel salmonella, or bowel hepatitis B or HIV. Non-human source infections include water, milk, tuberculosis, food, botulism, animals, rabies, birds. Also, the soil, legionnaires disease. The incubation period is the period between the inversion in the tissues by pathogens, appearance of clinical features or infection, the period of infinity. In the time the patient is infection de others. Infecciones. Una fiebre. Un estudiante menciona un hecho de unas notas de lenguaje en forma de caso. Caso 45. Un hombre de 24 años se presentó con fiebre que había tenido durante 3 días. Al tercer día había tenido un fuerte ataque de fiebre con sudores y escalofrío. Los únicos antecedentes relevantes fueron hepatitis 4 años antes y fiebre glandular, infección por el virus de Spain-Bar. A sus 18 años había regresado de África 3 meses antes. Fiebre pirexia, recuerde también PUO, pirexia de origen desconocido, pero también desconocida como temperatura, tengo a temperatura, adjetivos, febril, febril y pirexia, opuesto a febril, a febril. Algunos síntomas de fiebre, transpiración, escalofríos, temblores intensos y sensación también de frío, conocidos como escalofríos. Microorganismos. Las infecciones difieren en otras enfermedades de varios aspectos. Lo más importante es que las causadas por microorganismos viven como virus o bacterias, que generalmente se pueden identificar estableciendo así la etiología temprana de la enfermedad. Infecciosas, la transmisibilidad de un factor de diferencia, las infecciones de las enfermedades infecciosas, la transmisión de organismos patológicos a otras personas, directa o indirecta, puede conducir a un brote de epidemiología. Por último, muchas infecciones se pueden prevenir con las medidas higiénicas, vacunas, especialmente vivas de atenuadas con una vacuna contra la rubiola o por profilaxis farmacológica, por ejemplo, cloroquina para prevenir la malaria. Los microorganismos incluyen bacterias, virus, hongos, protozoos, como en los parásitos de la malaria. Eh, Los microorganismos incluyen las expresiones comunes para adquirir una enfermedad infecciosa. Podrá haber hecho atrapado una enfermedad de perro. Podría haber hecho, podría haber recogido alguna enfermedad de perro. Como creo que me ha contagiado del gusanillo, de la gripe que anda dando vueltas. Origen de la propagación de infección. Las infecciones pueden originarse de un paciente endógeno, generalmente de la piel, la nasofaringe o el intestino, o de las fuentes externas exógenas. A menudo las personas que pueden estar sufriendo una infección o ser portadas de un microorganismo patógeno, los portadores suelen estar sanos y pueden albergar al organismo de la garganta, por ejemplo, difteria, intestino salmonella o sangre, hepatitis B o VIH. Las fuentes de infecciones no humanas incluyen el agua, la leche, los alimentos, los animales, las aves, también el suelo. El periodo de la incombustión es el periodo entre la imbustión de los tejidos por patógenos y la aparición de las características clínicas de la infección. El periodo de infectividad es el tiempo en el que el paciente es infeccioso para los demás. This is a 24.1. Match the two parts of the sentence. 90, 90, 88. South the United Kingdom lash of delivered attendance. A AADC. Chickenpox varicella is common infections, disease of childhood. Rabies has incubations, period ranging from the early days to many months. The patient remit fever with peaks of temperature of 39.5 degrees Celsius. He has admitted with 4-day history of influenza-type symptoms of liver with rigorous malaria or cerebral malaise. height or proportion of patients who recover from for hepatitis B. uh, become causes of the virus. The central part of Africa is the most epidemic. Malaria rubella is most infection during the cataract stage. Lyme disease caused by transmissions of bee burglary from animal made by induced ticks. PUO stands for Process of unknown origin. Complete the case report. The patient in the opposite looked at A or B as opposite to her. Case 45. On examination, he looked unwell. His pulse rate was 100 minutes. He had a people explain to combination fever and rickets. In a patient who has recently returned from Africa strongly noticed a diagnosis of malaria. The incubation period is usually 10 to 14 days. In the case the patient admits he had not been taking pro- prophylaxis regularly, the diagnosis was confirmed by the presence of parasites in both. An infection with can be treatment successful with antibiotics is curable. Another word from the epidemic is a outbreak bacteria and virus. An example for microorganisms. Someone whose temperature is normal is a pyrexia. The common affection by virus aging by virus is known as glandular fever. Thank you.